now is youth mentor Dylan Roos and his dad, AFL legend Paul Roos. Nice to see you. Incredible career. If I could ask you to name a highlight, what would it be?
Well, obviously winning the grand final in 2005 is definitely the highlight. It was a special day. I mean, I played for 17 years and hadn't won a premiership. Played in the grand final in 96 and lost. But to coach in 2005 with such a group of people, good group of players, the whole footy club was, it was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
What did you say when you held up the cup? Here it is. Is that right?
I get asked that a lot, and people yell at me on the streets too,
do they?
Crawford. Yeah. That came because I saw the banner, and the banner said something about, two cities, one club or something like that. So I saw that before the game, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool, like bringing... And it really united South Melbourne and Sydney collectively together. So that sort of just came out right at the end.
It was a special moment.
Phenomenal.
I thought you were going to say your highlight was your footy card, and we've got a shot here. I got on eBay, $40. Have a look at that. That is a monster there. And look at the beautiful hair, hey?
People call it a mullet, but it was never called a mullet. It was just a haircut back then. Every single player that I played with had that same haircut, and we all looked the same.
Yeah, well, Shane, I actually looked on eBay too to find a card of yours. It popped up, I think it was $1.90. $1.90, and I actually looked, it was actually you that made the bid on it.
Hey, now, Dylan, so what is it like growing up with a famous dad? Give us the lowdown.
Yeah, I mean, I knew no different. So to us, he was just dad, like me and my brother. The challenging part for us was probably when we got a bit older and trying to find our own identity or trying to step away. I'm still Paul Roos' son, so...
Although when he got Dad of the Year, 2008, that changed everything. I mean, that would have been pretty cool.
Dylan, did he stay humble when he got that award? Or
he stayed humble. He's always been humble.
It must have been special, though, that award.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, the interesting thing was Dylan reminded me, he got asked on a podcast once, what do you remember about your dad? And I'm thinking, here it is, premiership, etc. And he said, he used to fly home from Perth on the away games and turn up for our games on a Sunday. So that was actually quite impactful. So don't forget, your kids are going to remember the small moments. Don't wait for the big holiday at the end of the year or whatever. Reading the kids' bedtime stories, if you can drop them off at school every now and then. And that's probably what we did. We did a lot of stuff together as a family.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing wrong. I'm writing that one down as well.
But, Dylan, you're actually doing a lot of amazing work now in the youth mentoring space, particularly with young men. We're hearing what a wonderful family you grew up in and the support that you had. Can you talk through some of the challenges that you faced to lead you down the path that you're now following?
Yeah, definitely. So it wasn't until I left high school, unfortunately I didn't get drafted, which probably wasn't a big shock, but for the first time ever it was like, oh, what am I going to do with my life? I've got no answer. So that is what probably led me to then form Poor Habits, because I wasn't sure. I was having a great time at 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Going for drinks with my mates and loving that. But underneath the surface for me, there was so much going on that I just wasn't even aware of. It's what a lot of young men are faced with, this challenge of this purpose void. When I look back now, where Prince to King was born was through my own journey at 18 through to 22, struggling with my habits, struggling with drinking, my mental health, that sort of thing. So,
and did you find it hard to talk to your dad during those years?
Probably those years, yes. Now we've got a much more open relationship, I think. Definitely didn't reach out as much as I could have.
You don't believe what your parents tell you at that point. You might want to hear it from somebody else. I think a lot of people need, whether it be a fabulous aunt or uncle or friend, you know.
You're right. Most kids stop listening to their parents and then they turn to hopefully the right people, the auntie, the uncle or whatever.
So it's really important to have a role model.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it was interesting, like, talking to Dylan, I would often go to a player and say, look, can you go and tell Dylan and Tyler this? But haven't you told him that? I go, yeah, of course I've told him that.
Yeah.
And again, I think make it really clear, it's not about whether you're a good parent or a bad parent. There's just a point where they stop listening.
The second I turned 13, he became an idiot and I became the expert. And now you've got the extra challenge of social media. So, a lot of young guys now, the need for the mentor has never vanished. It's just they're seeking them out in silence when their parents aren't having an active role. We're meant to be like living in small communities where you've got heaps of touch, feel, see mentors, and we don't have that
The
anymore.
village.
Yeah, we're meant to have the village.
So if you could give all young men a superpower, what would it be?
Self-awareness for sure, because then you're able to know your weaknesses, know your strengths, and then from there make much better decisions
Yeah.
in terms of how you move forward.